Got it. Welcome everyone to the Catalyst Women's After Town Hall breakout session. Here we empower diversity through relationship, research, education, and mentorship. You can join us here for weekly compelling interviews and curated topic discussions. This breakout is powered by women, but it's open to all. Our aim is to create a welcoming environment for anyone, regardless of their gender, geography, economic status, creed, or blockchain affiliation. For any ladies or gentlemen in the room who is interested in building relationship and community in a more intimate setting outside of today's breakout session, please shoot Megan, Juliana, or myself your contact info, or you can go to the website, CardanoCatalystWoman.com, and you can send us a message through the contact page. So if there's any ladies who are interested, or any gentlemen who have ladies who are interested in getting involved in the Cardano ecosystem, please let us know. And now you can also follow us at Catalyst Women on the new Twitter account, which is at CCW_ADA. Well, today I am very excited. We have a special guest, and we do this every once in a while where we interview women in our ecosystem just to get to know each other, understand what we're building, how we can help each other, and break down the barrier between everything that's just so technically driven and really build a relationship, get to know what is behind the veil, behind all of this building. And so Advitha Ashok is the co-founder and COO of Konma in India, and she is also the founder and nutritionist at Diet and Beyond. So welcome, Advitha. How are you?
I'm good, Dana. Thank you. Thank you so much for the introduction. It's when you say it, I know that this is what I've done till now. So it's nice. It's nice to hear it from someone else. I give this introduction all the time, but it's nice to hear from someone else. So thank you so much. And thank you for having me. Actually, it's nice to meet new people. It's nice to talk to new people and share your thoughts and get their ideas. And it's nice. It's nice what you're doing here.
Thank you. And we're excited for you too, just making sure that women know that there's a place here and where women are thriving on the Cardano ecosystem. What time is it where you are right now?
So it's 11:45 in the night.
Oh, wow. Well, thank you for joining us so late. We got an international crowd here. Yes. So let's start with a little bit about your background. Tell us a little bit about yourself and, where you grew up and how you got into blockchain and eventually into Cardano.
So I'm basically from India and the south of India, to be very specific. So I come from this city called Chennai, and I'm actually from Kerala. So Kerala is another city is another state in India, in south of India. So I've been doing my education, and I was born and brought up in Chennai itself. And so the field that I got into was nutrition. I knew I was a science person from the very beginning, back from school itself. So I knew this is what I'm going to pursue, and I knew I wanted to become a doctor first. But there were a lot of things that came on the way. It's obviously true that when you decide to do something, and you probably won't do exactly what you decided to do, but something better comes out of it. And that's how I joined the whole nutrition side of things. So I'm educated in the field of nutrition for almost 5 years. So we have an undergraduate and a postgraduate course. So I completed that. I worked with a hospital for 2 years where I was entirely focused on young babies. So babies who have cardiac issues, babies who have heart problem, probably even before they were born. So I was entirely taking care of all of them. And the hospital was specific for people with cardiac issues. So that's when I realized there are people in the age group of 20, very young people who walk into this hospital with, cardiac arrest. Wow. And it's the most shocking thing, and it's pretty evident that it's your lifestyle that is causing it. So that's when I decided that, I can help people medically, but it is even better if I can help people manage their lifestyle first. So that's how I came out and I started off Diet and Beyond. So that's how Diet and Beyond was incepted in 2018. And yeah, it's going on well. It's going on good and entirely science and things that I love doing. My introduction to blockchain and this whole tech space happened when I met Vinay. So Vinay was the one who introduced me to blockchain on the whole because he took up a course with Emergo India, the education wing of IOHK. So when he was doing that, I also sat along with him, and it was a very intriguing thing. So I learned a little from what he learned, and it sounded like what internet boom was. It sounded like when internet started off and that whole hype around it. So I wanted to know, what is this space? Is it just another hype that's going to end after a point? But yeah, ever since it's been a learning journey. It's been something new every day. It's never been the same every day, so I'm learning something new. And that's how Vinay and I started working on Konma, and ideated Konma and what Konma is right now, and how we came to Project Catalyst. So our Project Catalyst journey also is a very interesting one, because we got to know about Project Catalyst the day before Fund 7 was kicked off.
Mm.
And we had no idea what we were getting into. We had no idea about the ecosystem. It was an entire learning curve for us. And yeah, it's been a learning journey ever since, with Project Catalyst also. And we get to see what the power of a community is, and what people can do when they come together.
That's
So yeah,
amazing.
that's what it's been.
So when did you start? Was Kanma already started when you joined, or did you help to found it? You helped to found it, right? So when did Kanma start? And tell us a little bit more about Kanma. What is it?
So Konma is almost a 2.5-year-old company, but the ideation started even before that. So and Konma was never what we see it right now. It started off with a small idea, and the idea grew into. So when I speak about Konma, and when I have to say what Konma is basically a lot of pieces of puzzles in a jigsaw, and we're trying to put these puzzles together to make a bigger picture. So we really cannot explain Konma as one thing. Konma in itself will be an ecosystem, and an ecosystem that is growing every day. So when we started off as an idea and Konma as an idea, the reason why we named it Konma also was that. So Konma means comma in Japanese, the symbol comma. And whenever you're using this particular symbol, unless and until you don't put a full stop, there is more to come. So
Mm.
we knew that Konma wouldn't be a small thing, and we knew Konma is going to keep growing and a lot of things get added. So that's the reason why we named it Konma in the first place. And yeah, it's been a learning journey for us, and it's been something that evolved every day with our learning, with our experiences, with the people that we met every day. Konma has grown along with it, I would say.
Okay. So I know it's hard to explain Kanma from a 30,000-foot view
Yeah.
explanation, but from what I'm understanding, it's more of a collective where you have a hub of people who have an idea to help in a number of different ways, their communities and the different people in India. And so there's different arms. Can you tell us like what are the main arms of Kanma and how do they work?
So with all the ideas that we had, what we did is, to put it in very simple terms, Konma is a place where experts and enthusiasts meet. And we're trying to build solutions over 15 different sectors. It sounds very ambitious when we tell people. They ask, why 15 sectors when you can just do one? So usually the solutions that we're developing can be utilized in multiple fields and not just one. So instead of focusing on just one single place, it's best that you create resources that can be utilized by multiple sectors, multiple people, and also gain access to experts in one point, like in one single place, a one-stop place where you find as many experts as possible. So over the years, the most important thing we did was that we created a collective of experts who come from completely different fields. but are well versed in their own domain. And we're able to provide solutions from those sectors because we have these experts in hand. Yeah.
Okay.
So when we so with Konma, I can probably break down Konma into what we do right now and what is part of the Konma ecosystem. So with Konma, we focus on talent acquisition. We focus on educating people. We focus on bringing out new ideas and giving it a platform. So when it comes to talent acquisition, we have something called Konma Flair. So this particular program focuses entirely on colleges and schools. So we go to colleges and schools, we give awareness to students, we tell them the kind of opportunity and scope that is there in the Web3 space. And we explain to them what blockchain is in simple terms as possible. So these are students who are probably very well versed in internet. So that's something that we've noticed with the students right now. Because one, the only good thing about COVID was that most of them went online. They were not limited to a classroom, so they had an opportunity to explore a lot. So these are students who are open to new things. They were really ready to accept new concepts. So we do the part of going to them, explaining to them what we do. And if they are interested in the Web3 space and blockchain, we take them on to a fellowship program that Konma offers. They come on for a 3-month fellowship program with Konma. We give them the best of education that we can when it comes to this space. And after the 3 months, they are in a place where they can either participate in the blockchain development, or they can contribute in some way or the other in the blockchain space. So
Okay.
that's what Conma Flair basically does. So this is basically empowering students to, one, educate themselves about a technology that could probably be something in the next 5 years.
Mhm.
And there would be people who've learned it even before, most of them got an opportunity to know about it.
Mhm.
So that's Konma Flair. So Konma Upskill is the academy that we're building. So if there is anyone who wants to learn a specific niche, not something broad, not something as broad as what is blockchain, probably if they are a developer and wants to know what chain to work on or what programming language would help them better, we have Upskill where they can specifically choose which programming language they'd like to learn more. So this is our basically the academy that we're trying to build, where people come and they opt for subjects and niches and they start learning on that. The next thing we have, and the most crucial thing we have, is Konma Hood. Um, whatever service you provide or whatever scope you provide, there should always be a support system on the background, and there should always be transparent communication going on. So instead of using multiple channels for communication, we created a central channel where everybody involved with Konma get to discuss. So to discuss, to converse, to have communication, but most importantly, to participate. So let's say anybody who's joined through Flair has an idea and does not know where they're supposed to go put this idea up, or they want to validate their idea. They want to find out if this idea is worth it. Does this idea work, or what can be changed in my idea? They can come to the Konma Hood platform, where the entire community of Konma, is there. It's a platform that the community uses, and they can come share their ideas and get views from the community, get their thoughts from the community. So
Yeah.
that's basically our decentralized communication channel.
Mhm.
The next thing that we have is Konma Hope. So we got funded in the last funding round in Fund 8 for Konma Hope. So this particular program is for incubating ideas. So when Konma came into Project Catalyst, we had a lot of ideas, and that's what we came and put up in Project Catalyst. But the amount of participation coming from India is extremely low. And I don't know if so India is well populated. We're the second largest, populated country. And I don't think, and we are also a very tech based country as well. There are a lot of students coming out of tech colleges every year. and they're not aware of Cardano or Project Catalyst or the scope that they have. So last time in Fund 8, we proposed in Grow India, Grow Cardano Challenge. And this was to bring in as many entrepreneurs onto the Project Catalyst platform. So through Hope, we're trying to bring in ideas, help them incubate their ideas, put them onto the Project Catalyst platform, and give them an opportunity to be a part of a larger community. So that's what we do with Konma Hope.
That's
So
amazing.
yeah, these
Yeah.
are some of the programs that we have. We have more programs in the pipeline. All of these are what we are doing to give back to the community in some way or the other. So, instead of always taking things, I think as equally as you take, I think you're supposed to give back as well. So this is what we do as part of Give Back to Community in Konma.
That's amazing.
Peter, I guess you have a question. I guess.
Yeah, we have some hands up. I think Juliana had her hand up first, and then Peter.
Yeah, so my question, and I'm curious to learn more about the educational part and how are the courses like structured. So if you can give me an example just to imagine how the courses are structured. And
Okay, so we divide the whole course into 1 month each. Usually the people who come in for these Web3 fellowships are students who have very little knowledge about blockchain or have never heard about blockchain at all, have no clue. Probably they know what cryptocurrencies are because that's like the buzzword and people, catch on that really quick. But they don't know what Web3 is or blockchain is. So the first month is entirely getting them accustomed to what is blockchain, getting to know the technology, where is this technology used, in what all ways are these technologies used. So that's the entire first month. The second month is entirely on decentralized ethics and what is decentralization, because you'd be shocked to know that most of us are, I think, from our childhood, from our schooling system, we are all conditioned to centralized structures, because when you think about walking into a school, you are in a centralized structure pretty much. So when these students come to this fellowship program and we tell them what decentralization is, they look at it like an alien concept. They're like, are you serious? You think this is possible? Like, are you asking me to work on my own free will? And so that's the kind of response that we get. And they're also not ready to do it. And you'd be shocked by the amount of resistance they have towards decentralization, because like I said, we're all conditioned towards like a centralized world. So so the second month is entirely on decentralized ethics. What is decentralization? How do you participate in a decentralized world? And how do you differentiate between what is centralized and what is decentralized? So that's what happens in the second month. And the third month is entirely focused on how do you, being a specialist in any field, you do not have to be a tech person to be in blockchain. You can even be a content writer who is good in researching things and probably write a little bit more on blockchain, write papers on, blockchain or anything related to that. You could be an artist who probably needs to know a little bit more on NFTs or needs to know more about how can art be involved in the blockchain system. So the last 1 month is for them to recognize their own place in this whole blockchain space, because it's a new concept. They do not know. Most of the time, this is the question we get from all the students. They ask us, so everything's nice. I like the concept. I understand what you guys are trying to say, but I am not a developer or I am not, into the tech space. So how do you think I'm going to be a part of blockchain? So then we give them an idea and we break it down for them of how they can be involved in this whole space. So that's how the 3 months is structured. It is pretty much what do I say, a free learning kind of a flow. It is not like you need to finish this assignment, you need to do this coursework. None of that happens. They are learning and they have a boot camp on Friday where they like hands-on use what they learned on Mondays. So Mondays is more of a teaching session. Wednesday is more of meeting with the rest of the fellowship students and talking to them and getting to know the community better. And Fridays are usually when they do whatever they've learned on Mondays.
Is it project based or is it learning through the community?
So this is but I didn't get the second part of what you said.
Is it project based learning? So are the students learning according
Yes.
to their projects or project based?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
So they will be given hands-on work that they can do. So they do the work. They give us an outcome on Fridays usually, saying that this is what we worked on and this is how it looks. And we usually the work that they do is something related to what Konma is doing, and we give them the credits for whatever work they've done over the week. So that's how it works. So they have a hands-on training as well. They're also building a portfolio for themselves, which is going on to social media platforms or on GitHubs. If they're developers and if they've developed a particular code, it is in their GitHub repository. So they're basically working, they're doing hands-on, and they also are building a portfolio or a repository of their own. So that's how it works.
That's awesome. And why is 3 months?
Sorry?
Why it is 3 months?
So the first month is the most crucial bit because most of them are learning the concept. There are students who go through that 1 month and then still come back and say, can we get a little bit more insight on this particular topic or some other topic? So that's how they usually come in. So that's the reason why we made it 3 months. We do intend to make it a little bit more shorter so that they can start working on projects, but they're learning and they're working on the side as well. So that's how we balanced it off.
It's interesting too, because, since Catalyst is 3 months, if you're also having them project-based, like say you have an entrepreneur come in, from your other arm saying, I have this business, I need help. Now you have students that can ideate on how to take that, challenge or that project, and then they're putting in a proposal to help with that. And then they're also building their portfolio with it. So it kind of goes along with the 3 months of Catalyst too. So that's really interesting.
So only this month it's syncing with the, how the 3 months of Catalyst. So the fellowship opens up every month. So there is another fellowship opening for July, and then there's one for August. So it's a month-on-month intake, and they go on for 3 months. So we already have students who are in their second month of fellowship, and they're working on specific projects. They're building their portfolio, and so are they learning new, the concepts within the blockchain space.
So that's happening. It's happening mostly online, or do you meet them in person?
It's happening online, Peter. So we have students coming from all across India, and none of them are, from specific places. So online was the best thing for us to do because they're all used to the online learning because of COVID. So, it's mostly online, yes.
And do you have some like specific learning tools? I mean, like maybe videos or your educators, what's their practice?
Okay, so these are usually live sessions because this is a new concept and we do not want them to watch a video and then, if they have questions, they do not know where to go and ask it. So these are all live sessions. The trainers are very much there. They give the, they break down whatever they want to teach over the week. It usually goes topic based. They give in insights on whatever this topic is. Post the session, the students get to ask whatever questions they have. But other than that, there are a lot of videos and there are a lot of reading materials that the students get to go through. So we try and create like a library of sorts, which students can access. They can take a look at these videos, they can read through these content. And if they have certain thoughts on these content, they usually give a review back on that. Basically giving a thought of what they thought about that video, because it's very interesting, Peter, because not everyone comes up with the same thought process. The same video, 5 different students, 5 different responses. Probably what even we didn't pick up out of the video, they pick it up and they say, so I heard something of this sort in the video. So can I know a little bit more on that? Or they say, I went and I did my research on this particular thing and this is what I found, and they come with their responses as well.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
yes, we do share repositories for them to learn, because as much as live sessions are good, students also like it when they have videos that they can watch at their own time. So we do share repositories, yes.
Yeah, amazing. And the discussion afterwards, that's the key, I
Yes, we
guess.
should.
That's
Yes.
very nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. So obviously you still have your nutrition business. So how have you integrated your nutrition into this new blockchain world? Have you done anything where you've kind of started to work them together?
So it's too early for me to actually tell what I'm planning to do, but um, this is an idea that I got when I was working in a hospital. I've seen how a holistic health team works, and I've seen the outcomes that it has on, whoever we're working on. So like I said, I was working with babies, and usually a baby who's 1 year old, or let's say less than 1 year old, gets admitted in the hospital post surgery, stays in an ICU for almost the intensive care unit for almost 2 weeks. Yeah. So this is usually when there is no holistic team working, meaning doctors, nutritionists, pharmacologists, physiotherapists. So all of these are people who help this baby recover faster. But all these people were working individually, not related to each other at all. So when I was working in the hospital, the team of doctors were from UK, Indian doctors who worked in the UK and then came back here. So they came up with the idea of a holistic team where the nutritionists did their job, the physiotherapists did their job, the doctors did their job. Everyone was doing what they were supposed to do, but as a collective team. And it was amazing to watch babies get out of the ICU within a week and not 2 weeks.
Wow.
So the 2 weeks is not just time, it is physical and mental trauma for the child, for the parents, and it's money as well. It's not a easy thing to stay in a hospital and not spend money. There's so much of money involved as well. So when a holistic team worked, we watched how, the rate of babies moving out of the ICU increased. So on those lines, I am planning something when it comes to diet and beyond as well. But the blockchain integration of it and all, I'm still talking with the tech team. I'm still talking with the, Konma's tech team to know in what all ways can I utilize this, in what all ways can blockchain help with the idea that I have. So when I do have the idea, I'm 100% sure that I'm putting it up on Project Catalyst for sure. So probably in Fund 10, I guess.
Amazing. Okay, cool. So going back to Catalyst, obviously, so you've been funded this past round. You were funded in Fund 7 and Fund 8, correct?
Yes.
What were your biggest challenges and obstacles that you faced on your journey?
So Fund 7, it was a little blind walk-in. We had no idea what Project Catalyst was. I think we were figuring it out every day. And especially when it came to proposal writing, I think in Fund 7 and Fund 8, I've seen a lot of difference when it came to writing the proposal as well. Because we were told that there were 3 categories on which you're supposed to consider your proposal structure. But in Fund 7, there was no structure as such when we filled in the proposal. So that was a major challenge. We, to get that whole style of writing for a proposal was very difficult. But the feedback from the community was actually really good. There were people who took their time to come comment below and say, you could probably add few thoughts on this, or if you could throw in a little bit more light on this particular thing that you've mentioned in your proposal. So that was a nice thing. That was a good thing.
Oh, awesome. So
And in Fund 8, I think that issue was rectified as well. So Fund 8, they actually categorized the 3 topics under which your proposal is supposed to be. and the 3 subtopics, that is. So that made it a lot more easier.
Mhm.
But yeah, when you're new to the community, I think engagement matters a lot. You really have to go talk to a lot of people and, you know, make sure the community knows that you're also here and this is what you're doing. And I think you need to be a little loud when it comes to what you're doing. You need to go talk to new people. You need to go talk to. So there are many communities within Project Catalyst, if you see. And I think the first funding round, we got that idea in the end of, we actually figured out that there are many small communities within Cardano almost towards the end, when, you know, the proposal stage was over and we're almost close to the voting stage.
Mhm.
So the last fund, the best thing that we did was we went and spoke to as many communities as possible within the Project Catalyst community.
What were the most helpful communities that you went and spoke to?
So I think C4C was one of those communities that we went, had a word with, had a good conversation with. Other than that, it was actually nice to go meet individuals from the community also. So, you know, we just made sure that we put in a message to them. We told them that this is what we do. And there were many people who actually made time to come and sit for a half an hour meeting to listen to what we're doing, which was really good. And I think the game changer for us was Catalyst Swarm. I think we've spoken to individuals from Catalyst Swarm as well. And we've also, you know, had an opportunity to go speak when, you know, they had their sessions. So that was also one thing. And they were very good at guiding. They, like, I think we spoke to Felix and, you know, all these people, and they were kind enough to tell us what is supposed to be done and what could be changed in the proposal. And, you know, they were good with giving us ideas. So that was also a good thing to do. Yes. And VADA also was a community that we spoke to. Yeah.
Awesome. Perfect. So that you kind of answered my next question about what tips would you give. So just to reiterate, you're saying you have to be loud, you have
Yes.
to make friends and talk to people in the community and get feedback from the different communities within our community. And then you just have to be willing to pivot, right? You have to be willing to change, you have to be
100%.
willing to learn. So that's great. So when it comes to opportunities in STEM or Web3 being promoted to females in India right now, because I know that we have, oh yeah, we still have a few more minutes, but how is India doing right now as far as promoting, you know, STEM or Web3 to the female population there?
So it's actually interesting to see a lot of women specific communities coming up in India as well. So I think last week I'd gone for a meet and greet by this community called Superwoman DAO. So they're just a 1-month-old community, and they're trying to spread awareness among women to know that, you know, to get them into this blockchain space, bring in awareness. If they are already in the space, then it's almost like a support group of sorts. So, you know, challenges that we face and how do we come together to mitigate the challenge. So I do see a lot of women related communities coming up in India as well. And though the conversation around blockchain and you know, DAO and NFT and all that is very limited, I see that you know, the community is slowly growing. Yes.
So that's
So
awesome.
I think there are more women walking into this space, and it's nice to see that.
Yeah, no, it is really cool. Well, thank you for that, and I'm glad. And you guys are doing, you are helping to facilitate more female interest and participation in the space as well. Is that a Konma
Yes.
thing or just a you personal?
So not just women. So we're trying to focus on most of the marginalized communities as well, because you know, the queer community, the LGBTQ community also is coming up, and we're trying to hook in people from the marginalized community as well to come be a part of this. Because I think when we started building Konma, we wanted to make it as borderless as possible and as inclusive as possible, because ideas come from anywhere. Like, you don't know who's thinking about what. people are sitting within four walls and probably coming up with ideas that they are doubtful about. They are questioning themselves. They're asking if this is a right thing to do. Is this an idea that's worth, pursuing? So we wanted to make sure that, there are people who are doubting themselves to come into this space. It's okay if the idea is just a one sentence thing saying, this is what I want to do. But, we would like to go and help them to build it up. So women in Konma and the marginalized community in Konma will always be a thing for us. We're definitely going to focus on that for sure.
Awesome. Cool. Well, thank you so much for being here. I just want to know, and I want to make sure that everybody who's listening later on will know. So where can people go to find you and find Konma and your nutrition website? Is there any specific websites or any your specific socials that you'd like to promote so that people can learn more?
So I think Vinay's already posted here, if I'm not wrong, but I'm gonna post it back again.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So because we're doing like 100 different things, Linktree was the best thing for us. We were able to list down everything that we're doing under Linktree itself. And as for what I do with Diet and Beyond, I can share this. So I have a very active Instagram account, which has been inactive recently because I've been into Konma like a lot. So Diet and Beyond's social profiles are a little slow, but there is a lot of information that I've put in, like a lot of information worth another 2 years. So yeah, you guys can go take a look at that. But Diet and Beyond, I can share you the website.
Yeah, perfect.
And it
So
has everything in it.
So it's Linktree/Konma is your
Yeah.
Konma Linktree.
Yeah.
So that's the linktr.ee/Konma, KONMA, just for people who are watching later on. And then www.dietandbeyond.co.in. Very cool. Welcome, Daniel. We just finished an interview with Advitha talking about her interest and her participation not only in blockchain but in Cardano as well, and her experience with all of the Catalyst proposals and what her team is doing over there in India. It's amazing. So any last words, Advitha, that you want to leave us with?
It was a very great evening, actually. It was nice having a conversation like this. And this is an amazing community, to put it in a very simple word, because I've seen it's very interesting to see that people are not competing anymore. Because I think all of us are asked to run a rat race. All of us are asked to chase behind something all the time and see who's doing better than you and do it better than them. And I think this community breaks all that thought process. I think this community literally says, oh, so you're doing something that's similar to mine. Let's collaborate and see how we can do it even better. And I think that's the best thing that I've learned out of this community with Project Catalyst and with the Cardano community for that matter. It's a very good place to start learning what collaboration actually means. And I think that's what Project Catalyst stands for. So, yeah.
Perfect. Awesome. Well, thank you again. So that's our interview. And anybody, I'm going to open up the room if anybody has any last comments for Advitha or questions. Fatima, it's nice to see you. I don't know if we've met before. If you feel comfortable enough to come up and say hello and let us know where you're coming in from, we'd love to get to know you a little bit better. But other than that, any thoughts? Anastasia, what did you think? Is this your first Catalyst, Project Catalyst Town Hall that you've been a part of?
Yes.
What did you think about the main session and about the breakouts so far?
I found it so interesting. So I'd like to know a lot from other maybe breakout rooms also.
Yeah.
Maybe next episode.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we definitely recommend you go check out some other breakout rooms and make sure that you're getting to know other communities within this community, like Advitha was saying. Just for those who just joined, Anastasia is joining us. She is now working with Juliana with One Up, One Down. And she is from the Ukraine, and she's doing some amazing things. She has a organization, nonprofit, and she's going to start raising funds to help the refugees and the causes over there to help just forward, you know, the freedom and making sure that all of this, you know, fighting is, hopefully we can close it down as quickly as possible. So we're glad that you're here. We're glad that you got out, and we're glad that you're doing what you can in your part of the world as where you sit right now. So
Thank you.
thank you for being here. All right. And Juliana, how much longer do you have? Or do you have to get going right now?
Yeah, that's fine. I have 2 minutes.
2 minutes. See, we got it done in time.
Yes.